It looked like the perfect neighborhood: clean streets, quiet evenings, lawns cut to the same height. Every house looked like it followed the same rulebook, and in a way, they did, because this neighborhood had a strict HOA, and the people running it took their job very seriously. At the center of it all was the HOA president, a man who believed rules were there for a reason. His wife, a real estate agent, was just as involved. Together, they saw themselves as the ones keeping everything in order. At first, nobody had a problem with them, every neighborhood has people like that, but then things started to change. A new renter moved in. He wasn't loud all the time. He wasn't causing major trouble. But he didn't exactly fit the quiet, controlled vibe of the neighborhood either. Sometimes, there was music playing a little too late. Sometimes, there were people over, nothing crazy, but enough for certain neighbors to notice. And once people notice, they start talking. Complaints started building up. Quiet at first, a message here, a warning there. Most people would have just ignored it, but not this HOA. To them, this wasn't just about noise, it was about control, and slowly, the situation turned into something bigger. The HOA president and his wife started focusing more and more on this one renter. Every small issue became a bigger deal. Every complaint added more tension. And the renter, he felt like he was being targeted. From his point of view, he wasn't doing anything serious. He was just living his life. But now, it felt like someone was always watching him, waiting for him to mess up. And that kind of pressure builds. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, nothing got resolved. Instead, both sides got more frustrated, more annoyed, more angry. Neighbors started picking sides. Some believed the HOA was going too far, others thought the renter should just follow the rules, but nobody knew how far this was about to go, because one day, everything snapped. There was no meeting, no warning, no calm conversation, just a sudden decision. The HOA president and his wife walked up to the renter, ready to confront him face to face. What they didn't know was, this moment would be recorded, and once it was, there was no going back. It started like a normal argument, at least. For a few seconds, the HOA president and his wife stood in front of the renter's home. You could feel the tension right away. Nobody was smiling. Nobody was calm. They came with one goal: to confront him. The conversation started fast: accusations, complaints, frustration. The wife spoke first, clearly upset. Her voice was sharp, direct. You could tell this wasn't the first time she had dealt with this situation. The renter didn't stay quiet, he pushed back, he defended himself, and within seconds, the tone changed. This wasn't a discussion anymore, it was an argument. That's when the renter did something important. He pulled out his phone and started recording. That one move changed everything. Now, every word mattered, every reaction mattered, and things started to escalate. Voices got louder, hands started moving, finger pointing, interruptions, talking over each other. The kind of argument where nobody is really listening anymore, they're just trying to win. The HOA president looked more and more frustrated. You could see it building. The tension that had been growing for months was now exploding in real time. And then, it happened. In one sudden moment, the HOA president stepped forward aggressively, too fast, too close. He rushed toward the renter and made physical contact. It only lasted a second. But that second changed everything, because now, this wasn't just an argument, this was something serious. The energy shifted instantly. The video captured it all, and when it got posted online, it blew up. Millions of views, shares everywhere, people reacting, commenting, judging. To the internet, it looked simple: an HOA leader lost control and attacked a neighbor, and just like that, the labels started forming. Karen behavior, power trip, out of control. But the story didn't stop there, because along with the video came a caption, a powerful one. It claimed that the renter was a military veteran being harassed, and that detail, it made people even more angry. Support flooded in, the internet shows aside, but there was one problem: that part of the story wasn't true, and by the time people found out, it was already too late. Once the video went viral, everything changed, not just online, in real life too. The footage spread fast. Millions of people watched it. News outlets picked it up. Social media exploded with opinions, everyone had something to say, and most of it wasn't good. The HOA president quickly became the villain in the story. People didn't just criticize him, they went after his life, his name, his face, his job. Everything became public, then came the legal consequences. After reviewing the situation, authorities stepped in. The HOA president was arrested for assault. That one moment, that one decision to rush forward, now had real consequences, but it didn't stop there. His wife, the real estate agent, also faced backlash. In her line of work, reputation is everything, and now, millions of people had seen her in a heated, aggressive argument. It affected her career in a big way, opportunities disappeared, trust was damaged, and then came the pressure from the internet, messages, comments, hate, even threats. It became overwhelming. Later, the couple admitted something important. They said they lost control in the moment, but by then, it didn't matter, because the internet had already made up its mind. And then, slowly, the truth started coming out. That viral claim about the renter being a veteran, it wasn't true. The story people believed was incomplete. But here's the reality: online, people react fast, but they don't always go back to correct themselves. The damage was already done. Meanwhile, the renter had his own situation to deal with. Yes, he had support, but he also had attention, too much of it. Living in that neighborhood after everything that happened became uncomfortable, awkward, tense. Eventually, he decided to leave. He moved out, left everything behind, and just like that, everyone lost something. The HOA president faced legal trouble, his wife faced career damage, the renter lost his home. And the internet, it moved on to the next viral story, but this one stayed with people because it showed something real: how fast things can go wrong, how one moment can change everything, and how, in today's world, if it's caught on camera, it can follow you forever.